Easter weekend is upon us, and with it comes warmth and wind. To start off April, a different kind of mischief from Mother Nature. Let's talk about it in this Friday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Good Friday. It is the 29th of March, 2024. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Bully-in-Chief David Reimer. Yet another end to the work week is upon us, and with that, the joyful glee of many as we enter the Easter weekend. I am Texas Storm Chasers Bully-in-Chief David Reimer, and let's just get into it. Let's start with the high-res rapid refresh model. Short and sweet. We're going to have periods of upper-level clouds over the next 2 days across the state, but no precipitation is expected, and it's going to feel like spring. At times, we may have some low-level stratus, maybe a bit of fog to start off Saturday and Sunday mornings, but again, no rain today, no rain tomorrow, no rain on Sunday. What we are going to have, wind. Let's start off, high-res rapid refresh model. We'll let this play back. Actually, you know what? I'm lazy. Let's press the magical super duper awesome. Hey, I can press this button too. After sunrise this morning, it's going to get really windy. Wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour out of the south across the eastern 75% of Texas, out of the west across the western quarter. As we go into this afternoon, winds may lighten up a bit. This evening, same story. Could be a bit windy overnight as the low-level jet a few thousand feet above the ground ramps up before it decouples off the surface, meaning a little low-level wind shear for those aviation interests. Tomorrow morning into tomorrow afternoon, same as today, it may start out a bit windy in the morning, calming down a little bit in the afternoon. Then tomorrow evening, as that low-level jet ramps up again, after sunset, we could see wind gusts get a little higher. But as far as winds go, it looks like this morning to early afternoon will be the strongest, with gusts up to 40 miles per hour at times, especially this morning, kind of calming down a bit this afternoon, and it's going to be windy still, 20 to 35 miles an hour with gusts. Tonight, we could get a couple of gusts up to 30 to 40 miles an hour, especially in the higher terrain hilltops in the hill country. And then tomorrow, the same thing. You could see generally 75% eastern half of the state, south-southeast winds, western quarter, southwest winds. All right, let's take a look at the fire weather outlook from the Texas A&M Forest Service. You can see today, western quarter of the state, west of the dry line, high to very high wildfire danger. Same story tomorrow and Saturday. The eastern 75% of the state, comparatively lower fire danger with increasing humidity and, well, higher fuel moisture. In terms of the weekend, again, dry, warm, windy. We'll talk about temperatures in a minute. As we get into April, Monday, the potential for severe thunderstorms is evident across portions of the southern United States, up almost into really the Midwest, even the Ohio Valley. That's going to be thanks to a relatively classic or synoptically evident weather pattern for severe thunderstorms. You can see here, based off the American model, the global forecast system, a surface area of low pressure setting up over Kansas early Monday afternoon, a warm front extending out east from that, roughly along Interstate 70, honestly, from Kansas all the way through Ohio. You could see rich tropical moisture extending up to that warm front as southerly winds pump it in from the Gulf of Mexico. South into Oklahoma and Texas, a surface dry line will bisect or divide areas of dry acrid air west of the dry line, east of the dry line. We're going to have, well, a humid air mass, a lot of moisture in place. That is a difference compared to this past, what was it, 2 days ago? So Wednesday and Sunday, where we had limited low-level moisture that put a cap on the severe thunderstorm threat, figuratively. That will not be the case for this upcoming Monday. It's going to be quite humid east the dry line with southerly winds. Now, exactly where this sets up to be determined, but we're going to have some problems with severe storms across the areas I just mentioned. Let's take a look at the severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. Now, compared to yesterday's outlook, we're still in the extended range. This is 4 days out. We've seen an expansion of the severe weather possibilities into portions of northwest Texas, the eastern big country, hill country, central Texas, East Texas, northeast Texas, encompassing all of North Texas and Texoma. The potential for a few severe thunderstorms. We've also now had the addition of a likely zone of severe thunderstorms, about a 1 in 3 chance of severe weather within 25 miles of any given location. Roughly the eastern half of Oklahoma, and for what it's worth, that extends up into portions of Kansas and Missouri as well. Sliver of far north Texas around Sherman and Texoma. Don't get too drawn into exactly where these lines are depicted on this map. We're 4 days out. It's going to change. But clearly the potential for severe thunderstorms, at least isolated to scattered thunderstorms, continues to be an expectation for Monday afternoon into Monday evening. In terms of specific threats, it's too soon to try to get overly detailed, but at this point, a large hail, damaging winds, perhaps a few tornadoes. We'll fine-tune, nitpick those details, the timing, and the corridors of the highest threat. Again, things are going to change depending on exactly how the setup occurs. Some model data actually shifts this farther west, some shifts it a little further south and west, some shifts it north. So we'll just have to see. But again, it's going to be April. April and May are spring severe weather season, among our 2 busiest months of the year for severe storms, though they can happen any time of year. Just look at December 26, 2015 as an example of that, the day after Christmas. So again, Monday, our next chance for scattered thunderstorms. It doesn't mean we're going to have numerous thunderstorms. It doesn't mean everyone's going to be getting rain, but if we have a few storms Monday, they're probably going to be rowdy. So we'll be keeping an eye on it here at the Texas Weather Center. Until then, pretty nice weather, dry, warm. Today's high temperature forecast, we're looking at 80s, Panhandle, West Texas, Permian Basin, Big Bend, down into the borderland, El Paso region, far west Texas, Southwest Texas, Edwards Plateau, Rio Grande Plains, into South Central Texas, the Hill Country, Rio Grande Valley. Everyone else, you get 70s this afternoon. Pretty nice day. So we head into Saturday, a couple degrees warmer across the state. More 80s in northwest Texas, the Panhandle, the Big Country, the Concho Valley, the Permian Basin. A couple of 90s in the Big Bend, the Rio Grande Plains. Easter Sunday, the 90s returneth. And it's going to be in the middle to upper 90s. South Texas, the Edwards Plateau, the Rio Grande Plains. Low to mid 90s across the Big Bend, the Permian Basin, the Concho Valley, the Big Country, even into portions of west central Texas. Everyone else, you're either going to be near 80 or in the 80s. With the exception of El Paso, the borderland, far west Texas, y'all get 70s. It's going to be a pretty warm Easter. So we go into Monday, triple digits. Edwards Plateau, Rio Grande Plains, 99 to 103 from Del Rio, Eagle Pass, Laredo. Looks like 98 around McAllen on Monday, 88 in Brownsville, 87 South Padre Island, along the immediate Middle Texas coast. Corpus Christi, 83 just inland where you're not impacted by the sea breeze, 91 to 97. 86 in Houston, 90 in San Antonio, 87 in Austin, 83 in DFW, 81 Vernon, Wichita Falls, up to 82 in Texarkana, 87 in Jasper. Actually, that's Lufkin, but it's going to be warm. But notice Panhandle, West Texas, borderland, a little cooler as a cool front starts to push in, highs in the 60s to low 70s. Here's Tuesday's high temperature forecast. You can see the effects of a cool front. We're looking at 50s, 60s, northwestern half of the state, still in the 70s, 80s to low 90s, southeastern half of the state. And then on Wednesday, statewide, it'll be cooler. Pretty nice early spring day, honestly. Highs in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. But again, in terms of this weekend, we're expecting warmth, wind, some upper level clouds, but dry weather. With our next chance for isolated to scattered severe thunderstorms Monday afternoon into Monday night across northwest Texas, the Big Country, Texoma, North Texas, the Ark-La-Tex, East Texas, maybe as far south as parts of Central Texas, the Brazos Valley, and the Hill Country, as a dry line moves east and then a cool front moves southeast Monday night to Tuesday. We'll have to keep an eye on it. For those of you wondering about the eclipse, it's still pretty far out in weather model data land, but in terms of ensembles, which take a few different weather model inputs, runs them slightly different initialization parameters, and throws them out, the trends are not good. If you want clear skies, it's starting to look like we're going to have an unsettled weather pattern around the time of the eclipse. But again, that doesn't get into the nitty-gritty of, is it going to be raining or cloudy at the time of the eclipse versus, later, earlier in the day. But we'll keep an eye on it. That's what we do here at the Texas Weather Center and Texas Storm Chasers. We'll start trying to throw out cloud cover graphics and all that, probably starting Monday. That'll put us a week in advance, which that's about as close as you can get, or as far out as you can get with some semblance of accuracy before, just trying to feed it to the wolves. So we'll deal with it. But until then, we'll chat with y'all at times over the weekend. Y'all make it a great Friday. Have a good Easter weekend. God bless.